On November 18, 1997, an entire American town disappeared overnight. 347 people vanished. No bodies. No signs of struggle. Their food was still warm. Their TVs were still playing. And every clock in town had stopped at exactly 2:17 a.m. Rain poured across an empty highway in northern Montana. A black SUV cut through the fog. Inside sat investigative journalist Ethan Cole, a man whose career was built on exposing forgotten tragedies. He stared at an old newspaper clipping resting on the passenger seat. Black Ridge evacuated after chemical incident. That was the official explanation. But Ethan knew it was a lie. Because towns don't simply vanish. Especially not overnight. Especially not without a single survivor. A distorted voice interrupted the silence from his recorder. If you're listening to this, don't stay after dark. The tape clicked off. Ethan looked toward the road sign emerging from the fog. Welcome to Black Ridge. Population 347. Below it, someone had spray painted. They never left. Black Ridge was once a quiet mining town, hidden deep in the Montana mountains. One diner. One church. One school. Everybody knew each other. It was the kind of town where doors stayed unlocked. Where children rode bikes at midnight. Where nothing ever happened. Until November 18, 1997. According to official reports, a toxic gas leak forced emergency evacuation. But when government teams entered the town the next morning, there were no people. No evacuation vehicles. No footprints in the snow. Nothing. The town looked frozen in time. Coffee still steaming on kitchen tables. Cars still running. Televisions broadcasting static. And every single clock stopped at 2:17 a.m. Ethan Arrives. The SUV rolled slowly into town. Everything was abandoned. Streetlights flickered weakly despite decades without electricity. Storefront windows were coated in dust. Children's bicycles still lay in the streets. Ethan stepped out carefully. The silence felt wrong. No birds. No wind. Nothing. Only the distant hum of electrical static. He lifted his camera. Day 1 inside Black Ridge. The government sealed this place for almost 30 years. He approached the old diner. The front door creaked open by itself. Inside, plates of food still sat on tables. Rotten now, but untouched. Coffee cups remained half full. A jukebox near the corner suddenly crackled to life. Old country music echoed through the empty room. Ethan froze. The power shouldn't work. Then he noticed something worse. Fresh footprints. Wet footprints. Leading toward the kitchen. The first sign. Ethan followed carefully. His flashlight shook slightly. The kitchen door moved slowly back and forth. Creak. 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 He pushed it open. Nobody. Only darkness. Then he heard breathing. Slow. Wet. Right behind him. He spun around. Nothing. But on the freezer door, someone had written a message in condensation. Don't look outside AT9. Ethan backed away slowly. Then every light inside the diner shut off at once. Darkness swallowed the room. The jukebox stopped. Silence. Then came the sound. Knocking. 3 slow knocks from outside the diner window. Ethan turned carefully. A figure stood across the street, beneath a flickering streetlight. Tall. Completely still. Its face hidden in darkness. Watching him. The RECORDINGS. Ethan escaped back to the SUV and drove directly to the sheriff's office. Inside the abandoned station, he discovered old VHS tapes stored in evidence boxes. Most were labeled Black Ridge Incident. One tape had confidential written across it. Ethan inserted it into an old TV player. Static filled the screen. Then shaky footage appeared. A police officer recording himself inside town on the night of the disappearance. The timestamp read, November 18, 1997, 1:43 a.m. The officer whispered nervously, "Something's wrong with the people here." Behind him, residents wandered slowly through the streets. Not talking, not blinking, just staring upward at the night sky. The officer continued. They all started hearing noises around midnight. Suddenly, the camera captured a loud metallic sound from above, like enormous steel doors dragging across concrete. The officer aimed the camera toward the clouds, and Ethan's blood went cold. Something massive moved inside the fog above the town. Not a plane, not an aircraft, something impossibly large. The tape distorted violently. People in the streets began screaming. Then all footage cut to black. The old church. Night fell quickly over Black Ridge. Ethan decided to stay inside the church until morning. The building smelled of mold and burned wood. Candles still lined the altar. On the wall behind it, someone had carved hundreds of identical words into the wood. It came from below. Again and again. Thousands of times. Ethan found a journal hidden beneath the priest's desk. The final entry read, November 17, 1997. The sound returned tonight. The people hear it beneath the ground. The miners opened something in the old tunnel. Since then, the town hasn't slept. Children keep talking about the people under the floor. God forgive us for what we uncovered. A loud bang echoed from somewhere beneath the church. Ethan froze. Another bang. Then another. Something was underneath him. Scratching. Trying to climb upward. The tunnel. Using his flashlight, Ethan discovered a hidden staircase beneath the church altar. It led underground. The air below smelled rotten. The tunnel walls were covered in claw marks. Deep ones. Far too large to be human. Then Ethan found mining equipment scattered everywhere. Hard hats, boots, blood stains, and dozens of abandoned radios repeating the same broken transmission. 2:17 a.m. Do not let THEM. Static. Then silence. Ethan moved deeper underground until he found the tunnel door. Massive steel. Bent outward, as if something had forced its way out from inside. Written across the door in dried blood. We opened it. Suddenly, a distant siren echoed through the tunnel. Then came footsteps. Hundreds of footsteps. Moving beneath the ground. Coming closer. Ethan shut off his flashlight. Darkness consumed everything. Then from somewhere deep below him, a child's voice whispered, "They're awake again." A pale hand slowly emerged from the darkness beneath the tunnel floor and grabbed his ankle.